Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. Today I wanted to kind of talk about some things that you guys will be experiencing when you have a long distance relationship. Emotions, feelings, troubles that you'll have throughout the extent of your long distance relationship. When you first start, there's gonna be this sense of overwhelming terror. Like, what the hell am I doing? For me, it was across states. I was living in Montana, he was living in Washington, and that was terrifying. I didn't have a car. I didn't have very much money because I was in college, so it wasn't very easy to travel. Now, that being said, we did meet. When we first started dating, we met through a mutual friend over Skype, and we started becoming really close friends and talking every single day on Skype. And eventually, after 3 months, I think it was, we decided that we needed to meet each other. And being as we were only a state or two away from each other, that wasn't that daunting of a task, but it was still challenging. The first big feeling that I had was frustration, because I was a 19-year-old girl who met a boy online. Even though he was through a mutual friend, I met a boy online. And my parents weren't exactly keen on me flying or taking the train across state lines by myself to meet this boy for the first time. Thankfully, the friend who got us together ended up buying me a plane ticket, and then I stayed with him, seeing Josh every few days, and that was a huge relief. But it was very frustrating, and I love my parents, and I understand where they were coming from, but it was still frustrating, because I had heart eyes. I was like, I like this boy, and I couldn't really see past that. So I really appreciate how my parents felt, because it was understandable their little girl was gonna go across state lines to meet some guy on the internet. Don't talk to strangers on the internet was the big thing that everybody, always pounded into as a kid. You're going to meet a stranger on the internet. But it was so worth it. And my parents love him, which is a blessing. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I really appreciate that you like him. But yeah, you're gonna feel excitement, you're gonna feel puppy love, a lot of frustration, and you're gonna be really sad a lot of the time, because it's very hard to be away from someone for a very long time and only be able to touch their face on a computer screen. It's worth it. For me, it was worth it. For a lot of people, it's very hard and they can't do it. You gotta do you. You gotta understand how your mind and how your body works. And if something just isn't working and you're more miserable than you are happy, then it might not be for you. And I'm not saying don't do long distance relationships, but for some people, it's just too much. But if you really care about that person and really want to grow a beautiful relationship, you gotta be willing to put in the work. And some people just can't do that. For me, I could see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, even though that pot was really, really long way away. And it was gonna take a really long time, 4 years, to get there. But it's been worth it. You're gonna be frustrated with your partner. You're gonna fight. You're gonna be jealous and frustrated and depressed and happy and in love and excited, and then there's just this whole array of emotions that you're gonna feel, and it's all natural. I was jealous of his friends being able to hang out with him, and I was jealous sometimes when he would hang out with his friends online instead of me, but I got over it, because when you're in a long distance relationship, you have to be able to let go and let that person have their life, and you have to also have your own life. You can't just sit by the computer or sit by the phone and anxiously just wait for them to message you. and not do anything else and hold off your life and not go to that concert, not hang out with that person because, oh my God, they might be free and I can hang out with them. You need to have your own lives, because if you're just about each other, and this goes for in-person relationships too, if you're just about each other, eventually you're gonna get tired of each other and you're gonna get resentful of each other. If you're holding them back or they're holding you back from doing what you love and seeing the people that you love, that's not a healthy relationship. And it is a struggle, and I would sometimes try to make him feel bad for hanging out with his friends instead of hanging out with me. But I got over it because it's important. It's important to have those other relationships. It's important to talk to other people and not get jealous. It's important for your partner to be able to talk to their girlfriends and to their guy friends and not feel jealous that, oh my God, they're cheating on me with that person that they just went to hang out with. You can't do it. When you're that far away, you have to have ultimate trust with your partner. Be truthful always, even if the truth may hurt. Even if you're sitting there and going, I'm really jealous of the amount of time that this person gets to spend with you, but I understand that they're important to you. But I want you to know that I'm jealous. You know, it's important to be able to tell that person, because they're not going to be able to reassure you or explain the situations if you're not 100% truthful with them. And it can be really hard to have those conversations. It can be hard to tell your partner that you're depressed, that you're sad, that you're really frustrated about how things are. But it's important. You have to let your emotions hit you. And you have to be able to convey your emotions to your partner, because most likely they have the exact same emotions back at you. They're probably jealous of your friends and your family and the people that get to spend time with you when they don't, because they're so far away. And they're sad and they're depressed because they can't hold you and they can't kiss you and they can't love you. They're happy because of the time that they get to spend together with you. And you're not going to know that unless you're truthful with each other and that you accept your emotions. And it can be hard for your friends around you too, to see you going through these emotions. When we first started dating, within the first 6 months, the friend that had gotten us together, and I don't even know if he'll even remember this, but he questioned me on whether it was worth it, because he saw me crying, like bawling my eyes out, because I missed Josh so much. And he wanted to make sure that it was something that I was willing to undertake. And he checked in with me, and I really appreciated that. But you have to be honest with yourself and honest with others, and understand that these emotions are natural. Everybody who's in a long distance relationship has felt the way that you felt or that you feel. It gets better. It gets worse, and then it gets better. It was hard for Josh and I towards the end. We were fighting constantly, and we were upset because we were so stressed out and we missed each other so much. When I moved up here, I mean, we bicker, but every couple bickers about little things, like I don't wash the dishes and he hates to do the laundry. We don't fight like we did when we were apart, and it was just the stress of long distance. So embrace it. Understand that it's gonna happen. You can't stop it. It will happen, but ultimately, that pot of gold is so worth it. But anyway, I've rambled on too much. I will talk to you guys in the next episode, and good luck. Bye.